Hi. Let's learn how banking works, types of banks, and how to choose the best bank for you. A bank is a financial institution that is licensed to accept checking and savings deposits and make loans. Banks also provide related services such as individual retirement accounts, certificates of deposit, CDs, currency exchange, and safe deposit boxes. Banks have existed since at least the 14th century. They provide a safe place for consumers and business owners to stow their cash and a source of loans for personal purchases and business ventures. In turn, the banks use the cash that is deposited to make loans and collect interest on them. Banks offer various ways to stash your cash and various ways to borrow money. Checking accounts are deposits used by consumers and businesses to pay their bills and make cash withdrawals. They pay little or no interest and typically come with monthly fees, usage fees, or both. Savings accounts pay interest to the depositor. Depending on how long account holders hope to keep their money in the bank, they can open a regular savings account that pays a little interest or a certificate of deposit that pays a little more interest. Banks make loans to consumers and businesses. The cash that is deposited by their customers is lent out to other customers at a higher rate of interest than the depositor is paid. Banks range in size from small, community-based institutions to global commercial banks. Traditional banks now offer both brick-and-mortar branch locations and online services. Online-only banks began emerging in early 2010s. Consumers choose a bank based on its interest rates, the fees it charges, and the convenience of its locations, among other factors. U.S. banks came under intense scrutiny after the global financial crisis of 2008. The regulatory environment for banks was tightened considerably as a result. Depending on their business structures, U.S. banks may be regulated at the state or national level, or both. State banks are regulated by each state's Department of Banking or Department of Financial Institutions. National banks are regulated by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act was passed in 2010 following the financial crisis with the intention of reducing risks in the U.S. financial system. Most banks can be categorized as retail, commercial or corporate, or investment banks. Retail banks offer their services to the general public and usually have branch offices as well as main offices for the convenience of their customers. Commercial or corporate banks tailor their services to business clients, from small business owners to large, corporate entities. Investment banks focus on providing corporate clients with complex services and financial transactions such as underwriting and assisting with merger and acquisition activity. A central bank is an independent institution authorized by a government to oversee the nation's money supply and its monetary policy. As such, central banks are responsible for the stability of the currency and of the economic system as a whole. Credit unions are not-for-profit institutions created for and managed by their members or customers. Unlike banks, they provide routine banking services to their clients, who are generally called members. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation is an independent agency created by Congress to maintain stability and public confidence in the U.S. financial system. The FDIC supervises and examines banks to ensure that the money they handle is safe. You should consider whether you want to keep both business and personal accounts at the same bank, or whether you want them at separate banks. A retail bank, which has basic banking services for customers, is the most appropriate for everyday banking. You can choose a traditional bank if you need to physically visit a bank branch or an online bank if you don't want to. You might consider a credit union if you prefer a not-for-profit institution. At the very least, a bank is where you stash your cash until you use it to pay the bills or withdraw money. It can also be the place where you get a loan to buy a car or a mortgage to buy a house. Before choosing a bank, you should make a comparison of the various fees and charges that come with your accounts or any loans you might need. A bit of research and comparison will ensure you find the right fit for safeguarding your money, establishing credit, making payments, applying for loans, receiving funds, and saving money for future needs such as retirement, emergencies, and home buying. Here are 3 key takeaways. 1. A bank is a financial institution licensed to receive deposits and make loans. 2. There are several types of banks including retail, commercial, and investment banks. 3. In most countries, banks are regulated by the national government or central bank. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.